The food to fuel journey offers farmers an alternate income option as farm yields drop owing to climate change. But whether it would generate enough income and employment to check rural to urban migration remains to be seen.
I travelled to the southern Indian state of Telangana. I had information that residents of Chittanur village in the state were protesting a new biofuel plant. This new plant was coming up under India's push to use grains like rice to convert into ethanol. Touted as a green fuel and a solution to cut tailpipe emissions from vehicles when blended with gasoline, ethanol, also a biofuel, is key to India's planned action to tackle climate change. About 24 people had gathered at the council office of the Chittanur village to protest against the plant. They complained that the plant was releasing its toxic effluent into a water stream used by the villagers for their daily chores. They said that the several people in the village, including a boy who went swimming in the water, had fallen sick after coming in contact with that water. To increase its biofuel production, the Indian government has exempted such biofuel plants from certain regulations. For example, these plants do not need to conduct a public hearing before getting their environmental clearance. People of the village were also worried about how ethanol production would affect their food and water supplies in a drought-prone region. Producing 1 liter of ethanol takes 3 kilos of rice and 6 liters of water. While the ethanol company has been permitted by the government to take water from a nearby dam in the village, farmers are not getting enough for their irrigation needs. A farmer told me that the plant had promised to buy rice directly from the villagers, but the government is already selling subsidized rice from public stocks to the ethanol producers, undercutting farmers. My learning so far is that in its current shape, with age-old ways of making biofuels, known as first generation, using sugarcane, rice and corn, the biofuel sector will end up coming in conflict with the needs of the farmers, and it might not have desirable results for all farmers in the vicinity. In its current shape, the sector might also fail to create a monumental change in the villages when it comes to creating alternative jobs or arresting migration. Further, the land use change for growing these crops might weaken India's climate fight as well by releasing more toxic emissions than it is curbing. Although there is hope in the new and better ways of making biofuels, known as second or third generation biofuels, where farm waste and other components are used to make biofuel. Experts told me that the creation of a supply chain that collects farm waste from willing farmers to deliver to waste to biofuel plant is a brilliant opportunity and holds some potential. I would like to mention a 2022 study published in the Journal of National Academy of Science in the United States, which produces most of its ethanol from corn. The study found that expanding crop production for biofuel intensified the use of fertilizer and water in the nation. This resulted in the carbon footprint of corn-based ethanol being no less than gasoline and likely at least 24% higher. So how can you say that first generation biofuels are green or clean?